Hi, this is Kai from the Bunny Nest, and I'm here to show you an easy way to make multiples of any card. Multiples are kind of like broccoli. You either love them or you hate them. But the best thing that I know to do is to make everything ahead of time, just plan it out and have good preparation, and it's a lot easier that way. For example, I made a mask for this using copy paper, and I laminated it and then cut out the center part where I wanted to be able to have an open area to blend ink in. I chose copy paper because it's thin enough that I can see through to line it up over the card, but it's opaque enough so that I can see how the ink is actually working with the blending foam. And I laminated it so that I could reuse it and clean it easily. I can store this mask for later. I set out the inks with blending foam on a handle for each color. Now when I do these, I usually only use one blending foam per color family. So if I'm working with blues, maybe 3 shades of blue, I'll still use the same foam pad to blend with, but I'll wipe it off on a piece of scrap paper before I change between the colors. You're going to load up your foam pad with the ink. And the laminated part helps you to distribute that ink across the foam pad by putting some pressure and letting it work on that laminated part to swirl the ink up into it. This gives you a more uniform coverage and lets you decide exactly where you need to come off of that slick surface of the laminate onto your card paper. You may notice harsh lines until you get used to the motion and pressure that you need. Keep adding ink and keep working with it. Dye-based inks are damp, and that helps them to blend into one another. So sometimes if you're seeing a lot of lines on your paper, it's because you haven't added enough ink yet. Now the next step, I take my spritzer bottle, just water, and I squirt it up into the air and let it fall down onto the paper. This gives more even coverage, but it does get your camera lens wet. Once that's done, then I get some water just on my hand so that I can flick larger drops onto the paper because I really like that look. I dab it up with paper towels and wipe away the mask to get it clean. Now I've prepared for multiples by setting up 2 images that I'm going to use in my Misties. Yes, you'll notice that there are other stamps on these because I have a problem. I set up multiple stamps for a single card, and I may make 20 of that card, and I leave them set up in there. I may decide that I need another 6 cards of that design. So they just sit in the Misty and I can work around them easily. I love working with this ink. It's from Ink on 3. I'll link all the supplies in the description below the video or on my blog. This is blackout ink. The Misty is really important if you're working with ink pads that are not super wet. The last thing to do is to add the embellishments, and here I'm using a rhinestone with some glitter dots. These are from Stampin' Up. And voila, the card's done. This gives you plenty of opportunities to test out as many color variations as you would like to before you settle on just one for a project if you're wanting multiples that are alike in color. I hope that this has helped you today, and I hope that you got inspired. Please check out my blog for more information, and don't forget to subscribe and like and share this video with your friends. I hope to see you back real soon. Bye now.